Scotty, how much money are we going to spend in the next couple hours? Huh? Any ideas? I might not be able to feed you after this. I think you're gonna have to start catching some mice and earning your keep around here.
Good morning, everyone. I have some really exciting news to share with you. Actually, a lot of exciting news to share with you that's been a long time coming, like probably about 3 years. So as you know, I've seen in the backgrounds of my videos, stuff I filmed around this grain bin, this tree line, and then these buildings here. They are part of an acreage that I am very pleased to announce that Grant and I just purchased. And the closing of this acreage happened within 48 to 24 hours of me paying all of my bills for the farm year. So thankfully it's after harvest, and so the crop that I've worked hard all year to produce, I'm finally getting to haul that in, fill my contracts, and then also have some grain to sell for this year and next year. And hopefully, if all my math works out right, I will have enough money to farm again next year. So this video is going to give you a small tour of the acreage if you've missed it in previous videos. And then we're also going to be working on doing some improvements and some changes. And then also I'm going to be walking you through some numbers, some money I've spent this year, how much things cost, because I know people are really interested in that. So watch me spend $1 million. We'll start off with the Lester building. It has a rock floor, and you've been in this building several times before. No power out here, not insulated, just cold storage. That's where the military truck is. The grain carts are tucked back there. The combine's back there, the semis, and some additional trailers. Corn head, both planters. Just a very nice big building. This building is what I believe to be the crown jewel of the place. It has this little awning, and then you walk in here. And here we have the famous Aurora farm shop. Got the big tires tractor, got the trusty old Geo, stuff you've seen before. But I am looking forward to many, many years of fixing things in here, changing the oil, having meetings with seed dealers and insurance agents. It's just a really great place. So like I said, we have been working on this place for quite some time actually. And so I believe this was probably about 2.5 years ago, I started filming this video, hoping that someday we would get the chance to buy the place. And the day has finally come. And so this is footage from 2 years ago when Grant and I first started working on this place. All right, so I don't know if you can see what's behind me. That would be a couch. And we have a couch in the back of Grant's pickup because we are going to that very special secret project that we've been working on now for well over a year. So this is one of those little projects that I wish I could tell you that I was spending so much time on, but I really wanted it to be a surprise for you guys. So on top of all the farming, wedding planning, and school/homework, Grant and I have been working on acquiring a house to live in once we're married in December. So we're spending all day today working on the new house. Everyone, meet the new Aurora Farms homestead. We're home, Grant. Grant and I have been dreaming about this house for years now, and so being here and being able to work on it together, it's so fun. We're renting it for now with hopes to buy it in the future. Doesn't it look like we're babies? I can't believe how fast 2 years has gone by, and also how much has changed. I feel like I'm a lot smarter now. Look at us, homeowners. How's it feel?
Good. Buying a house is way more complicated than buying a farm or a field.
We learned a lot, that is for sure. You guys know what escrow means? I didn't. I consider myself extremely fortunate. I know this is an opportunity that not a lot of people get. And on top of that, I think it's super fun that I get to bring an audience along with me and then not only share my life story with you guys and my farming experiences, but also it's a way for me to document my life. And I think it's gonna be really, really cool to look back on this video 2 years from now and see how much everything has changed. Put this fence together did an incredible job. However, it's not going to be very much fun to take out. I've got a lot of staples to pull. All my strength to get them. Not too shabby of a day. Got all this taken out. Took quite a bit of work. There's still a lot to go, but good progress. Grant and I are in it for the long haul on this acreage project, but for now, I want to show you guys how much I spent farming in 2022. I'm going to be honest with you, I have been putting off filming this particular part of the video for a few days now, just because I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. I'm not going to be walking through my corn sales, so I'm not talking about the income that I generated from farming, but I will be talking about the amount of money that I spent this year farming. Some of these costs I paid up front to receive a cash discount, but most of these costs I paid within the filming of this video, within that 24 to 48 hour period. If you wanna see a really thorough breakdown of farming, I recommend watching a video that Cole the Cornstar put out January of 2020. How much money do farmers make? I think it's what the video is called. That video is really interesting to me. But for the sake of this particular video, I am just going to be walking you through the money that I spent in 2022 to farm. I think I'm so nervous because farming is really stressful and I spent so much time working so hard to I think I just know the hours that were put in for this money. There's a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of stress about if I could afford to farm, but then also if I could afford to buy this acreage. I'm like hot and sweaty. Okay, so in 2022, for a seed, the actual seeds that I put in the ground for corn and soybeans, I spent $50,907. For dry fertilizer, I didn't dry fertilize all of my acres, but for that, I spent $27,607. I have a crop scout who comes around and advises me on what kind of practices I should do for my fields. He also does water nitrate sampling, soil sampling, and he tells me, in his opinion, what the best farming practices would be. I don't know where I would be without him. But on that, I spent $8,688. On chemicals, that is to suppress and kill weeds that are extremely harmful to my crops and the land. So I spent $80,644. on chemicals this year. On 32%, as in 32% nitrogen, which I put on my corn, I spent $10,617. I have paid someone else to prep my taxes. I spent $737 on that. For my spray chemical application and then also fertilizer application, I spent $26,670. I pay for a grain marketing service because that's how I make my money, is marketing my grain well. I paid $799 for a service that advises me on when I should sell my corn, when the market is making moves. On general repairs, mostly for irrigation repairs, I spent $3,365. For crop insurance, in case of the event of wind or hail or natural disaster, which we did have some of, I spent $38,908. This was a lot higher than in previous years because of the way the market is going. The crop I have out in the field is worth a lot more than in previous years. I purchased a trailer for $5,989 for trucking for my corn and soybeans to be delivered into the co-op where I sell those commodities to. I paid $2,476. For my cattle expenses, I do own some cows. I spent $4,500. I hired some help for planting and harvest and irrigating. I spent $20,000 on that. My general irrigation expenses spent $16,385. That was to run the wells, the natural gas, the electricity it takes to run those pivots. And then this is where the really big expenses come in. For my land rent, this is money I paid to have a blank field of dirt for me to run all of these actions on to grow my crop. I spent $274,000. And then for equipment rent, so this was to rent the tractors, the combine, the sprayer, the root slicer, the disc, and then also interest on that rented equipment and general maintenance breakdown repairs. I spent $56,609. And then if you add in the cost of the acreage, that brings our total to over $1 million. It just kind of blows my mind because dealing with this amount of money comes with so much stress. This year, things were considerably more expensive than in previous years. My rent for everything went up, but then also the cost for all my chemicals and fertilizer to be applied, seed. The diesel fuel for running all that equipment was also included in the equipment rent. It costs a lot of money to run a farm, and the prices that I just informed you all on are for a pretty small scale operation. I don't farm that many acres. It's a lot to balance and think about.
I'm not sure I understand.
Me either, Siri. A lot of people need off-the-farm jobs to be able to farm. And my off-the-farm job is this YouTube channel. And so that is why your guys' subscriptions and follows and likes and all that, your support means a lot to me, because your support is what is allowing me to continue farming. And that just means the world to me. So I do this channel for fun, but also the income that I generate from my social media channels are what allows me to be able to farm each year. And so when I say that your support on these things means the world to me, it really means a lot in a way that I don't think anyone would be able to understand. It's just wild. The margins that we're dealing with are really slim. So we hopefully make a lot of money by selling our commodities, whatever we grow. But the overhead that I have to carry all year is just insane. So I didn't want to make this video as a boastful thing or a pity thing. Either way, I kind of just wanted to be transparent with you guys and share with you guys the weight and the stress that's on my shoulders all year long. Not just that my crops would do well because I want to have high yielding fields, but because if my crops don't do well, I can't afford to farm. And so that's why this YouTube channel means a lot to me. I hope this video has given you just a little window into one farmer's operation in Nebraska. People do things way differently. Every farming operation is different, so don't take these numbers and transfer them on to anyone else. This is just my personal farm. All of these numbers don't include what Grant spent on farming. He spent an equal amount this year and worked just as hard, if not harder, to obtain all the opportunities that we've gotten, which led us to this point. And so by no means did I do this on my own. A lot of people help me farm. There's some incredible industry professionals that I work with for social media and also for farming. I consider myself incredibly, incredibly blessed. Take all of this with a grain of salt, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope this has given you a window into what my life looks like, as crazy as it is. And just know that I really appreciate you guys. Being a farmer is really exciting and it is a very rewarding job, and I am honored to be one. So thank you for supporting me, genuinely. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.